Another raggedy ass day. All right, let's ride. What's up? What's happening, man? Thank you for rocking with me. Episode number 50. If you've been with me the whole time, I really appreciate you taking the whole time to be with me. If this is your first episode, jump on in. You can kick back. It don't matter where you listen, just listen. I'm actually 43 episodes past what I thought I would actually be because me trying to learn how to do this, I was told, hey, the bar is 7. You know you're going to continue to do this if you can get past dealing with 7 episodes. And for me, that was really my 10th one because I did 3 and I scrapped them. But anyway, thank you if you've been listening for me the whole time or listening with me the whole time, rather. I appreciate you, man. Number 50, shout out to David Robinson, the Admiral. And shout out to Mike Singletary from the Chicago Bears, a huge part of that 46 defense when they won the championship, man. Boom, we in here, man. I wanted to do something special this episode, but I couldn't pull it off the way I wanted to because I couldn't get in touch with the homie Brooks, but it's all good. We're going to keep on pushing, and I catch up with the homie down the line, man. I'm just really proud of myself for continuing to do this. And I'm proud of anybody who rocked with me and decided to keep on listening through the bad episodes, the shit that was boring when I didn't have no energy or whatever. I'm going to try to be better about it this time around. But people get tired, man. When you've been doing something for a long time, sometimes it weighs on you. You feel labored doing it. But I do like the process. I actually love it. And that's why there's 35 of you listening to this shit, and I'm still going to keep on doing it because who knows what's going to happen down the line and somebody's going to pick this up. And who knows, I might get some voiceover work. That's what I want. Somebody make me a tape of my voice and send it out to somebody and get me some voiceover work because I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that's on TV talking to other guys' wives while they ain't at home. I want to be the guy selling your wife them cakes and giving them instructions and telling them what they do and how they need to eat at home while you ain't there. I want to be this guy, the guy that comes on and says, indulge in the decadent, silky smooth, textured cake from Duncan Hines. I want that to be me. Why can't that be me? Why can't I see some chips off a commercial like that? If all I got to do is talk and use my little baby baritone I got, why not use that? Or I can be the voice of a dying network like BT. Welcome to the BT mixtape preview show or mixtape review show. I can do that. Just give me a couple tries. I won't fuck it up like I just did, man. Somebody put me on, man. I got evidence out there that my voice is, you can listen to it for at least 2 minutes, and I don't even need that much time for an ad. But let me go ahead and jump into this news real quick, man. A lot of craziness is going on in the world, and I figure I should be the one to address it because I'm that guy. That's what I do. I pick out certain stories and I give it to the world. So if you haven't been listening and you just jumped in on number 50, take your ass back to 1 and then catch up. Nah, just keep rocking with me. Limo crash in New York kills 20 people. Fucked up. That's all I'm giving you on that because it's really sad. I'm just tired of sad news. I'm going to get into the Kavanaughs and the Kanyes and the Khabibs. I'm getting all that later in the episode, but I'm going to run through my little news to let y'all know I'm keeping the ear out on what's going on the beat of the world. Monica Lewinsky's changing her name. Crazy. Maybe not. She should have did this a long time ago. Why would it take you this long to change your name if that's what you're known for? I'm pretty sure you wrote a book. And you know what? Now that I think about it, that's what it is. Her name has come back up, and it's no longer fun being the buzzword and being able to go do things based off your name and write that book and get that money based off your name. Now you want to change it. So I wonder if she's going to change it and then write a book about changing her name to the new name to show everybody what her new name is so she can keep living off of this. Now, I don't mean to sound cruel, but my thing is, why wouldn't you have done that shit 10 years after the incident? It's way past that now. You could have been did that and like, oh yeah, Monica Lewinsky, you won't even come up because you changed your name. Now, of course, people will recognize you and all that, but I think you were a little late with this. You were a little late. You might as well just ride it out, being known for what you're known for, and that's standing up for women everywhere. That's right, because it's October. We gonna say you were standing up for women everywhere, and you was the beginning of the Me Too thing. But I don't know about your situation. It's a little bit different. It's just a little bit different. I can't see it the way I see this other shit. But anyway, moving on, man. I'm gonna jump right into this international news because I've been adding that to the mix. Haiti, man. Haiti's got some bad luck. So there was an earthquake in Haiti, 5.9 earthquake, and I want to say about 12 people are dead, 100 plus injured. So one time for Haiti, man. Everybody with lineage back there, man. I feel for y'all and the things that have been going on in that country, man. I feel like they've been treated a certain way because they revolted. And that's why Haitian people are strong, hardworking people, man. They go through their struggles in the U.S., man, but the Haitians I've met have been the shit. So I don't know. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them, man. But that's all I got. But one time for Haiti, man. Here's to them getting back on their stuff, man. And they need like a social economic revolution, and they need to stop being held down. I really feel that way about these other countries, like African countries and things like that. I talked about it last week with the Akon thing. It's just, I feel like there's really, really an agenda, because if those countries and the continent of Africa was able to get back equal return on everything it exports, man, the situation in the world would be a whole lot different. There'd be a lot less pictures of starving Africans and a lot more pictures of prosperous Africans and videos of prosperous African regions. Because I was thinking about the last episode I did, and then the next day I saw some bullshit about the poor people in Africa and shit like that. Why don't you show videos of the people coming over to Africa and raping the resources there and not giving them a proper return on what they got? If you want to tell somebody the truth, tell the truth of why it's like that. But I'm not getting into that right now. I touched on that last week, no pun intended. But since I just said that, we're going to talk about this Kavanaugh situation. Now, I'm on the fence with this. Kavanaugh has been confirmed. I'm still not 100% on how I feel about it, because I don't really know what happened. I do think if it's something that he did, then he shouldn't be a justice. And I understand how people feel about, hey, if it's even considered that he may have done this, then maybe he's fit to hold that office. Cool. I have no issue with that. My only thing is that if it's not true, his name is forever going to be shit. Regardless of what he did in high school, college, whatever. If that's not true, his name has been fucked for the rest of his life. So it's kind of like what he do. I feel like it's a catch-22 or whatever. But people are really upset about this man being confirmed. And for me, I paid attention to it to a point, so I don't know if the evidence was there. But at the end of the day, the saddest part to me in all this is that the way the parties are going at each other. Like I often say it about the right, but the left does it too. The left definitely uses victims as pawns, because this is an agenda thing. Had she been a conservative, I don't know if the left would have looked at her in such a positive light. I'm just being honest. And we already know how it's going to go. If it's the right, they're going to look at you in whatever light. And there's so many things going on right now that are politicized. It's just like, as soon as somebody says something, people are taking sides. At what point do we start listening to each other instead of just wanting to be heard? We're not listening. Somebody's talking, and the other person's either interrupting them or waiting for them to talk while they load up their rebuttals like a clip. And as soon as they finish talking, it's attack, attack, attack. I don't feel like anybody's listening in the country. I really don't. Even among black people, I just don't feel like there's conversations being had. Like, why are majority of black people Democrats? Look into the history. I'm just saying, it ain't always been rosy on us, with us on that side of the house. If you go back and look at it, a lot of people will learn, like, damn, it wasn't always that way. Democrats may have been the people holding us down. The mostly Democratic South was the people that was fucking us over. I'm not going to get deep into it. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but it's just crazy how one thing could turn into several different things. It can turn into issues of race and class and this, that, and the third from one conversation. Now, this whole situation with Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford, it was historic. But what else happened in the meantime? I'm wondering what I missed while I was focusing on this shit. Something that's grossly out of my control. I can do nothing about. I just wonder what I missed. Because there's bigger things going on in the world. And yes, this is huge. It is historic. I agree with all of it. But there's bigger things going on in the world. Like the whole healthcare situation, these elections, these primaries that I have not been paying attention to at all. but I have been glued to my screen at work and at home, checking up on this bullshit. Slightly glued. Say slightly. I was adhesed, maybe. I don't know. I should have been focused on a lot of other things, like making sure I'm gonna be able to vote via ballot, via my mail-in ballot. But I've been fucking off doing other shit. And I would love to get to a point in this country where we could actually sit down and talk about shit and be like, hey, why do you feel X, Y, and Z about this? And why do you feel that way about that? Because there's an issue every week that can divide us. Whether it be football, a football player, a movie that came out, a song that came out, there's something every week that can divide us as a nation. And people take sides, left or right, pretend like there's no middle ground. There's definitely a middle ground. You could be in the middle. Or you could be in the right and reach to the left, and the left and reach on the right, or whatever. We can do things together to make this place better, and that's all I want. That's all I want is for things to get better. So go out there, do your thing, do your research, vote how you want to vote and all that shit. But just remember, man, that we can do this shit together. We don't always got to be at each other's throats. Whether you agree or disagree with what somebody else is saying, take the time and listen to the point and be open to getting your mind changed. You don't have to get run over by somebody else and just go along with what they say because they talking loud or they want to yell. Be quiet for a second. Listen, hear, understand what's being said to you. Reply accordingly. Either you'll agree or disagree, but once we start doing that, I feel like we'll be better as a country. Now, I realize that's difficult. It's a difficult task. We're not built on that. We're getting our info from the news media, which is being paid for by advertisers. Now, advertisers are going to go to where they get the most eyes on the product, and the eyes on the product get there because of conflict. That's why the news is combative. That's why CNN is beefing with Fox News, because they're each going to drive a certain demographic to their channel, and the advertisers are going to target the members on that particular network for the demographic, so they can push their products there or advertise their products there to get more purchases, more money. At the end of the day, money, root of all evil. That's what it's about. But we could find a way. I'm confident we could find a way. I just wish there was a prominent news station that was down the middle. If there's one, let me know, because I want to watch that. It's fine for me to flip back and forth and watch the little TV wars that go on. It's funny from time to time, but I would like to every now and again watch news that was like just impartial, nonpartisan, as they say. That may be PBS, who knows. Anyway, moving on, man. Jason Van Dyke, guilty of the murder of Laquan McDonald. So this is the police officer that shot the young black teen in Chicago, and his trial happened, and they found him guilty. And they was naming off them fucking sentences. He was sitting there just knowing his life was over. Now, the wild thing is with him, I don't know what happens to him. If he's going to end up in PC because he was a police officer. And for me, I hope not. I hope not. And that goes for anybody, not just people who kill unarmed black males. No, that goes for anybody who does something crazy like that. When you have all your faculties, all your mental faculties, and you do something wild like that, and you take somebody's life in a wild manner, or you damage somebody else in a wild manner, I don't think there should be no sympathy for you. Child molesters, people who murder people grossly like that, and rapists, you should be put in general population. I don't give a shit about protective custody and all that. Oh well. You get what you get. That's it. You out there fucking people, kids, out there raping people, out there murdering people, you get what you get. Other things I'll look past, but those three things I can't move on. Not right now. I'm not at that point in my life to where I'm forgiven like that. So to that point, you get what you get, man. But this cat Jason Van Dyke, I think it's gonna be a hard road for him in prison, even in protective custody, because who knows how the COs are going to treat him. Are they gonna look out for him because he was kind of sort of one of their own, or are they gonna treat him like trash because he's a killer? And they'll probably move him somewhere out of state so the least amount of people will recognize him. That would be the smart thing to do on the Department of Corrections have, but who knows how it's going to go, man. You can never really tell. In a few months, people forget all about this shit and he'll be locked up. And at the end of the day, these people are never going to get their son back. The community is still traumatized by what happened, and it's only reinforced the belief that a lot of us have is that our lives are not valued in the same capacity as other people. But this is a win. It's an unfortunate win, but it's a win for everybody in the community who feels like it's a problem. The loss is far worse, but this is, to me, is a step in the right direction. And people in these positions need to be held accountable more often when proven guilty to keep this from happening again, or at least slow it down, because I don't feel like it's slowing down at all. But that's just me, man. I'm gonna dive into music real quick because I've been told about all these albums coming out. I've been tagged, hey, how you feel about this? I've been reading on Facebook how you feel about this album, and I'm be honest with y'all. There's a lot of prominent artists that had albums come out recently, but I'm tell you like this: it is hard for me to listen to people who have been in the game for so long put out a project and it still sound immature. You're still talking about kind of the same things. You're doing songs with people and they talking about the same shit. And for me, I'm expecting more from certain individuals. And I'm talking about specifically T.I. and Wayne. People had me thinking about this T.I. album is really going to be the shit. It's not a bad album. Him or Lil Wayne, neither one of the albums are bad. But I'm thinking I'm going to get T.I. And I think I just happen to have outgrown his music. I know he's grown, he's doing his thing, businessman, money galore and all that shit. I respect all that. But I think the style of music he makes, I've outgrown him, I guess. Because I know he's dope. And maybe it's me taking him for granted. I stopped listening a couple albums ago. I think Trouble Man was the last one I really listened to. And that wasn't a bad album either, but I guess I got hip to new artists and I like their music better. If you put me in the car and I'm still rocking with CDs and I'm on a road trip. Our road trip, I got T.I., I got Big Crit. I'm listening to Big Crit. Even though T.I. is more accomplished and he's great and all that, I like Crit's music better. I just feel like it's rooted in something different. There's some street shit in there. It's just more musical. The subject matter is different. It's vast. He's talking about everything from soul food to being a jock in high school and just everything. He's talking about a whole gamut of things, like life in general. And with Tip, it's still the street stuff, which is cool. It's cool every now and again. The music hasn't progressed to me. The subject matter hasn't progressed in a way that I can listen to it. And this is after I just listened to Lupe. So I'm listening to Lupe Fiasco. He created this whole what if fantasy scenario. Like his album, you could take his album and then write a story based on that. And this shit could be at Comic-Con in the next couple of years as a comic book, the way Lupe put his album together. So it's hard for me to listen to that and then go to listening to T.I. Some of the subject matter is still the same thing. Like money, my bitch this, I was in the streets, whatever, this and the third. It's hard for me to go back and listen to that after listening to Lupe. The music ain't bad. It's just I can't put it there where I put that album. That's something for me to listen to and break down and make sure I catch everything. I'm listening to Tip like, yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it. And I think it's great for a younger guy to listen to that and maybe get some game, but I'm past that. And the same goes for Wayne. And I'll be honest, I'm only one listening on the T.I. It was cool. There were some cool songs in there. But with Wayne, I listened to it again. Some of the songs did sound like they're a little old. Some of the same shit with him, the subject matter, like we passed that, fam. Like I'm expecting more from you. I'm expecting more mature from you. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't want to hear your mama crying in the beginning of your album. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, that's just me. Maybe I'm a jerk for that, but that's not nothing I want to hear on a rap album. You could be emotional, you could be vulnerable, you can go and give us the full range of emotions, but I don't want to hear that from your mama. Like, ain't nothing I'm looking forward to. He had a few good songs on there, I'm not gonna lie. My second listen, I received the album a whole lot better. So Don't Cry, obviously I thought was cool. Uproar, that's the one everybody's gonna like. That's the special delivery remake. It's like Special Delivery 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 remake. I guess that's what it's meant to be, but it's a good energy song. Can't Be Broken, I thought was cool. Dark Side of the Moon, I liked. Mona Lisa lyrically it was dope. I like how they did it lyrically, him and Kendrick, but I just don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that story shit. I don't want to hear Wayne talking about how he hang with chicks that take money from other dudes and shit. Like, you got money. I don't want to hear that from you. That's nothing I need to be hearing from a multi-millionaire rapper. Like, that's corny shit. That's like around the corner ghetto hood nigga shit. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. That's the story I can hear on the block. And I'd enjoy it there because I'm petty, but I don't want to hear it from a multi-millionaire rapper. Now, lyrically, him and Kendrick did their thing, but it's nothing. I don't want to hear that storyline. Not from them. If I caught that from somebody else, like, okay, that's cool. You did something different, but I don't want to hear that from them. That's just me personally. Whatever. I want to say Hitters. I liked Hitters, and then Took His Time. I like those. So those are my picks off the Lil Wayne album. I'm gonna finish listening to it again, and I think that'll be it. And I only listen to it again for the sole reason of coming back and talking about it on this podcast. To be 100% honest with you, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to be able to speak intelligently about it. I'm gonna get back to y'all on Logic. I really like this project. I think I'm gonna go ahead and download it versus streaming it. But I'm gonna get back to y'all on that. I'm still listening to this Lupe, making sure I'm catching everything, because every time I listen to a song back, there's a new lyric, something new I caught. So I'm gonna get back to y'all on Lupe. I think that's all that came out. I think there's a Dave East and Styles P project I still haven't listened to yet, but I'm going back and listening to that. I'm gonna go listen to that as well. And I think that's all that came out. I'm waiting for this Mick Jenkins to drop. And if you don't know who Mick Jenkins is, holla at me and I'll shoot you some of his music. I'll share it to you, or I'll get it to you somehow. But Mick Jenkins is the truth. I don't know what's in the water in Chicago, and I ain't talking about Kanye, at least not yet. But the MCs that come out of Chicago, the ones that kind of bubble up to the top, those are some creative guys, man. From obviously Kanye, even though he's on his thing right now, to Chance the Rapper, to Common, Mick Jenkins. Like, there's some guys coming out of Chicago that have a very unique sound. And everybody's sound different, the guys I'm talking about. Common and Kanye ain't the same. Mick Jenkins and Chance ain't the same. And there's somebody I'm forgetting. I know Rhymefest is dope. I don't really have none of his work, though. But there's somebody else I'm forgetting. But they're all dope, and they're all different. That's what I like about it. Mick Jenkins is different from Common. And just like I said before, I think it's really great. I would love like a Chicago, like, super album mixtape. And Ye getting this shit together could be the thing that could bring that together with him on production. I would love to see that, man. And even bring some of the drill guys up and let them do their thing. Like, I like Lil Baby too, the drill artist, and who else? I don't listen to Herbo like that. Maybe I'm missing out. But something going on in Chicago. Maybe it's the situation there that make people explore their artistic side to escape that shit. But I'm here for it. I'm happy that it's going down like that. I got a family up there, and I appreciate them taking their time to make good music. Now, slowly sliding into this Kanye situation. I almost don't know what to say. Your album better be good. The way you talking, you confusing a lot of people. You like you was back, and now you back with the MAGA hat and the Kaepernick thing. And I kind of understand. I think I understand what he's trying to do. Before I go any further, let me say I'm well aware of what's being said on other podcasts and in the media about how Kanye West talks to us only when he wants to sell some shit. I get it. That's what artists do. They promote for whatever the art is so that people can come buy it. I understand that. That's cool. But usually he puts out really good music and he explains himself and his music, and that's what I'm waiting on. The interviews and shit, it's cool, I guess. It's weird, the things he's saying. But I'm going to wait for the album to come out to really try to figure out what he's talking about. And him, I guess, trying to merge the two cultures with, the MAGA hat and the Kaepernick shirt. First of all, fuck that hat. I understand what you're trying to do with that, I guess, that culture, bridge the gap, whatever. But that hat to me is equivalent to a Klansman's hood. That's just how I feel about it. Regardless of what you're trying to do, and I get it, I just feel a certain type of way about that hat. Now, for your point of view, I'll listen to it. I understand what you're saying. What it means to you is not that. But you're still standing next to homeboy. So I don't know. I'm shaky on it. But I'm gonna give it some time. I listen to the little TMZ shit. And I'm just trying to figure out where I stand with Kanye. But he's done lots of things that should have set him back, as far as him even dealing with the Kardashians, him saying the things he said about Trump in the first go-around, the whole Taylor Swift thing. Kanye West is a resilient motherfucker. Very resilient. And he's very free with his thoughts. He's able to do that because of his talent. And I was talking to my wife about it, and we were talking about how they not this exactly, but how your talent and your value to the mainstream or to whatever company allow you certain flexibilities in whatever you're doing. Like the greater your skill set or your talent is at whatever it is you're doing to generate income, the more leverage you have. Like we were talking about an actress on the show who I guess had kids and gained some weight, and I was like, yeah, that actress can do that because she's talented. We were talking about Kelly Clarkson, how she may have picked up some weight or had her weight fluctuate over the years. I'm like, yeah, because they're gonna still market her because she's marketable. That's like the real woman, not this pencil thin Barbie doll that they parade on TV. And her being her authentic real self is gonna resonate with a way wider audience than some of these other toothpick thin people who aren't naturally thin, who have to starve themselves and look sick when they go on TV. Because while people are watching them, they're like, oh, I can't believe she looks like this. She does not look healthy, or I'm not going to do that. I believe they would feel more comfortable looking at somebody on TV who resembled them in their lifestyle. Because if you look at just the world in general, most people aren't like that. They're not going to watch everything they're going to eat. They're not going to exercise every day, twice a day, and just drink straight water. People out here living their lives because, fuck it, that's what life is for, to live. Eat a burger every now and again. Just try to find some balance in life. And that's what I'm bringing back to this kind of conversation is his value, his talent, and his ability, his skill set, and ability to make good music is so valuable to the industry and the culture that when he says something, it fucks it up because he's such a powerful voice in music and a powerful black voice. It makes us feel bad and hurts our feelings, but his music is so good that he's able to overcome it because there's dummies like me that'll wait and let him explain himself in his music because he has in the past. So I'm giving him that leverage. And he explained some shit in his last album. I'm okay, cool, I'm rolling. We'll see where it goes. And speaking of the guy he was standing next to, apparently he helped his family. He's being accused of helping his family dodge taxes, his parents. Something else to argue about next week after the Kavanaugh stuff dies down. What else I got for y'all today? What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah.
This is respect sport, you know. This is not trash talking sport. This is respect. So like I told you before, guys, I want to change this game. I don't want people talk shit about like opponents, talk shit about his father, like religion. You cannot talk about religion. You cannot talk about nation. You know, guys, you cannot talk about this stuff. And you know, this is for me is very important.
Well, 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 well. Well, you got that. How y'all feel about that?
My best side. You know, this is not my best side. You know, I'm human being, and like I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage. You know, what about he talk about my religion? He talk about my country. He talk about my father.
How y'all feel about that shit? I want to know because Mr. McGregor has been getting away with being a foul motherfucker. Let's not forget that he had an issue with this cat and was out there wilding the fuck out, throwing shit through a bus where he could have, well, I think this guy said he potentially injured some women and children, or he had the potential to. So this guy was pissed off. And it's the quiet ones you got to worry about. The guys that go around doing all that rah-rah shit, maybe, maybe not. There's some of them you got to worry about, but maybe they're just trying to get in your head. This guy was being quiet the whole time. Like, okay. And as soon as he tapped this motherfucker out, he jumped his ass over that fence because Khabib wants to smoke. I'm a fan. Like, I don't really mess with mixed martial arts. It's not really my thing. I'm not intelligent enough to talk about it in that aspect. I can talk about boxing with you, but I'm not intelligent enough about the sport. Let me rephrase that. I'm not intelligent enough about the sport to tell you who's good and who's bad. His attitude and what he said is to me, it's like fucking spot on because you can't judge me for wilding the fuck out. When this guy tried to attack me when I was on the bus, they throwing shit through windows, people getting cut with glass, having to get surgery on their hands and getting injuries to their face. So when I see this guy in the arena and it's time to get it cracking, I understand him not only wanting to get him, but get those who are with him. Because I was all with him, he was talking that shit. And y'all thought y'all wasn't going to have to see me. So I guess the same went for his homeboys. He's like, hey, I'm hopping the gate because I want all the smoke. And his homeboys hopped the gate to get in the case because they wanted to smoke with Connor. But that's what that type of energy bring you. When you fuck with people like that, you talk about somebody's religion, you talk about somebody's country, you talk about their family, that's the type of shit that's gonna happen to you. I'm just keeping it real. And a lot of people, I bet, when they're talking this shit about, I guess I'll say a lot of people who are praising Putin that are in the U.S. and kind of want to align with Russia and all that shit, I guess they didn't realize that there's a huge Muslim population in Russia. Russia's a big country, and there's definitely a Muslim population within Russia. And I bet that blew a lot of people's mind to learn that shit this weekend. But homeboy wasn't fucking off. And you can only push certain people so far before they get on your ass. Now, at first, he did it in the ring, when the octagon. Tapped him the fuck out. And then he called everybody else who was talking that shit. And his friends called the guy in the ring that was talking that shit. People say it's disgusting, it has no place. And I understand that because even though it's a combat sport and everybody's in there brawling, they are, and for what their sport is, it is a professional environment. But you got these alpha males, man, and the way alpha males run, they tend to not want to have anybody weak around them. So you're going to be running with some dogs. You don't want no weakness around you. When shit like that go off, when the packs go at it, the packs got to go at it. It be like that sometimes. Hopefully homeboy learned his lesson. I know he's already talking shit, trying to get the rematch cracking, and there definitely should be a rematch. I think I would like to see a rematch. Like I might tune in for that one. I might go to somebody else's house, because I ain't going to buy it. I might go to somebody else's house or a sports bar and watch it, because now I'm engaged and I'm interested. And I think they could have just made a whole lot of money by something that was authentic and real. The future holds what the future holds. We'll see what's going to happen when, like, the rematch with Khabib and them. Something else I want to talk about is something that's been coming up in the last, like, year or two. People on the left, and I consider myself mostly on the left-leaning, I guess, have always had an issue with, like, the protesters on the right. But this week, something popped up in my feed. And I don't know this man's name, but left-leaning Karate Kid, you got to go get my goddamn belt. You have no business, in my opinion, arguing with no woman in the street. As a man, maybe I'm old school, but I'm like this. If I'm at work, and if I'm out in some social setting, if I'm just out in the world, I have no business arguing with a woman. That's my wife's job. I'm arguing with a woman, it's my wife. I don't care enough about people out in this world that aren't my family to be arguing with them. That's my wife's job. I'm not arguing with a woman. I'll go get my wife. She can handle that. You want to argue with me, go get your husband. That way if shit goes left, it's not me and you going at it, it's me and him. You know, your boyfriend, whoever, and if they ain't around, then we ain't got shit to talk about. But this, he looked like a hippie. I don't know. I don't mean to generalize people like that, but if I had to envision like the modern day 2018 hippie, that's what homeboy looked like. And he was talking to the lady about being pro-choice or whatever, and he looked at her, stuck his tongue out, and I guess tried to roundhouse her phone out of her hand, but ended up kicking the lady. Then tried to cop a plea like, I was trying to kick your phone. I was trying to kick you. You dead wrong. I don't give a damn what you're trying to do. That's a woman, bro. Keep your hands and feet to yourself, because if had her husband been around and beat your motherfucking ass, he would have definitely been in the right. Had any man, matter of fact, not had any man that was there should have whooped his ass on sight. On sight. Should have beat his ass. You don't do that to no woman. If you don't like her, you think she trash, cool. Don't touch her. Don't spit on her. Move away from the situation. And if you want to argue with her, fine. I don't think you should. Maybe throw an insult or two her way and then move away from the situation. Especially if you're being recorded, you jackass. Like, come on, man. Think about it. Get it together. Also, Florida State, y'all need your ass whooped again, too, because y'all had that game in Miami and y'all fucked it up. I will say the refs cost us that game, and I'm not talking shit because Miami scored those 2 touchdowns legitimately. There was blown coverages. I don't know what happened on the back end of the secondary. I'm guessing because Samuel was out. But there was 2 blown coverages back there to let that buck too fast quarterback from Miami throw them touchdowns. But y'all need y'all ass whooped, and the refs y'all need y'all ass whooped. I'm giving a lot of ass whoopings out. A lot of y'all got to get my belt because that was not a forward pass. That indeed should have been a touchdown, and we would have won the game. But what if, whatever, what the fuck, we lost. Point blank period. Now we 500 again. I feel like we got time to build up to get to a bowl game, but we got to get our shit together. It was well played the first half. We played the first half very, very well. Just the play calling again, these outside runs, run the ball up the middle. You had success running the ball up the middle. Even if you're in a situation where you still got a punt, run the ball up the middle because every yard counts, even on a goddamn punt. Acting like Miami don't have speed to return the ball. What's going on in the world? Is that it? I think I'm out. That might be it for me. Number 50, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, like I said at the beginning of the show. And don't forget, man, give me some voiceover work, man. Help me out. Let me know what I gotta do. I'll switch up accents, whatever. I'll be West Coast gangster. I'll be New York. I'll be New York son. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I could be African. I could do this for you. West African, slap French accent. I can do. Let me know what you need me to do to get the voiceover job. And I'm here for you. I want the job to get the money. So let me know what I got to do. So like I always say, most of the time I mess up, make mistake. Oh, wait a minute. You can reach me, noplayingthisright@gmail.com. That way, you can email me what you want to tell me and I can respond to you, but not in this accent because it's no real. Also, there's a Facebook page, No Playing This Right. I also have a YouTube page, No Playing This Right Everything. Twitter is No Play 247. That's capital N, lowercase o, capital PLAY. No Play 247 on Twitter. Hit me there. Let me know what's going on. Just talk to me. I want to talk to you. You talk to me, and I can talk about it on the podcast. Yes. Also, make your next day your best day. Be better tomorrow than you were today, and live a good life. And keep your hands on your feet to your motherfucking self. Peace.